Welcome back, all my RC people. What are we like build video number 3 now? Yeah, moving on to the axles and stuff. You can see we're having a little Jawa problem in the garage again. These guys, especially around Christmas, they break in here, always trying to get into my kits, and they're the original 1977 Jawa, and they are way more misbehaved than the new Disney Jawa. They're cut from a different cloth. But back to the task at hand. We are going to be moving on to step number 17, which I have all the parts set out for already. And this will be attaching our lower links, where our lower links and everything attaches. Let me flip this guy over. Yeah, looks like that. And what do we have? This direction possibly looks like. Yeah, it looks like that's all right up there. There's your Tamiya emblem. So that'd be right there. I'll set this into view. And we are going to take part number C6A. And it looks like that sets in the rear holes. And it is going to lay in there just like so, it looks like. Pretty good. Got our little parts tray over here. And since all 4 of these are identical, I'm just going to do the one corner and then we'll do the rest off camera. But I want to get this piece put on. If you lift that up just a little bit, you can see where you need to go to get started a lot easier. So what I like to do is I like to get them just both started. I do this with most of the stuff. And if I have plenty of room to play with like I do here, if you can lift up and get your first one lined up, the second one seems to go in so much easier. Just like so. And we're going to speed the process up even a little bit more. There we go. And then we have this MB4 piece that goes on the back here. And that looks like it's just going to go right in this hole here. So we'll set this around this way. And let me have a look at my instructions. All my ridges are facing up. Ridges facing up. We'll set that there. Doing the lift up again so I can see where it gets started at. The 6-volt drivers will change your life if you've never used them while building a kit before. Okay, so I'm going to get the rest of these little guys put on, the other 3. And we'll move on to step 18 and start actually getting these differentials put together. And here's where things get interesting and difficult. Not in a this is hard to build type of way, but in a it's hard to build so you can see it type of way, because I got big old fat hands. We're going to be using more of the Z-Op heavy grease from Steve over at Shin RC. Really liking this stuff. I've been wanting to try it in a crawler differential, and well, probably now's as good a time as any. So I'm just giving the casing nice little light lining before I start popping stuff in there. And looks like we'll need one of these guys. We're also going to give it a coating. Now, according to my maintenance manuals at work, number 1 cause of breakdown is improper lubrication. Now make sure you get your stuff greased up good. If not, you'll pay the price later when it comes literally to a grinding halt. And that's going to sit right down through there. Then we move on to this guy. little there. This is not a difficult differential to build at all. And we are doing the highlighted in gray section, which is the locked section. It gives you the option to build it with your open differentials, or you can lock them. And we are locking them for the crawler application. And I'll grab that last little guy there and set him in. And that is going to set right down in here. You got your 3 little divots. Make sure you're setting down on those good and snug. And now that I've shown you that step, we're going to remove it. I just wanted to show you how it went, because you have 2 different options on this. This is your open differential, which is what I just showed you how to assemble. But you do not need that for the lock differential, which is in this square right here, the little darkened square. So you get these 2 lockers. And I put a little grease in there anyway, just for good measure. And that just sits down in there like that. So completely avoiding the other step. We are going to repeat process on this side of the differential case. Some grease around in there. I do like grease. Set that down. That guy up a little bit. And then our shim sets on there. And we'll drop that right down through. And even though I know it's not moving, I'm still going to add a little grease around this area, just kind of help pack it up, because even though the center is not moving, it is still spinning around in here. Let that guy together. And that's all there should be to it. Line these up. And what I've done is, back here I have my Tamiya AG thread locker. I like this stuff. And I've just set my screws down in it, holds them so it's easy for me to grab them, and it also puts just the tiniest bit of thread locker on the end. We're going to the metal to metal parts. Okay, then you just tighten your screws down. Hadn't done any step-by-step build videos in a while. That first build video was a doozy. The second one was starting to get the rhythm back. This one here, I think I'm picking it up a little bit more. But there we go. Wash, rinse, and repeat on the other side, and we'll move on to step 19. Here we are, moving back on to step 19, or as I like to call it, more fun with Eclipse. That one goes there on the end. And theoretically, it'll just pop right on. Yeah, it did. All right. Gotta like that. And one of our bearings goes on here. And it shows a second one going on. So we'll slide that one on and set it out of the way. And these are for the fronts. You can tell because they have the ball ends. The rear will just be straights with threads. That helps you figure it out a little bit quicker. And there we go. Step 19 done. And on to step 20. We got our housing here. And our differential. And our two pegs that we've put together for our axle stubs. Those all kind of spread out and sorted out. And we use our good friend the grease again. Help get us seated through there. Let's see, according to our instructions, we come in from this direction with the pen. And that slid in place, no problems. A little healthy amount of grease on that side. And whatever I don't end up using is going to go in these sockets for more of those M3s like we had in previous steps. Just kind of help hold them in place a little bit. And this input will go into this side. Like that fit in pretty good. And we have to space our bearings out and set everything down in this case. That bearing spaced out. Careful not to pull the shafts out while you do it. That one's spaced out. Spend more time with alignment than just about everything else on this step. Make sure everything's seated really good. It all looks to be doing pretty good. Set that down here. And there's those little M3 deals. I can pull that back up closer. Set it down there too quickly. There we go. Get that one set in. Get that one set in. All looks like it lines up pretty good. And more fun with E-clips. I don't know, it's kind of odd. These E-clips have just been going together too daggone good. A little bit more grease. Yeah, I like that grease. It is really sticky. It looks like, rotate that till it fits there. And this little bearing goes in here. And our longer bearing goes in here. Ends up looking like that. More of our goopy grease. Not bad. If you're listening, Steve, I imagine by spring I'll need some more of this. This is the first of the 2 jars, and you're already starting to see the bottom there a little bit. This should just sit right down in here. And all of our wonderful theories. There we go. Oh, I knocked one of those M3s out. Put that back where it belongs. Well, that is operational. I think that'll be adequate. I'm also going to put just a thin layer help seal this case up a little bit. I think that'll work. We'll turn this back around. And if we did everything right, this should just sit right on nice and easy. And it did. Excellent. I'm going to run the screws into that. It shows our one long screw goes here. I'll run that in by hand just to kind of set everything into place. And then we have these 4 small screws, and they drop down on the outsides, and then these 2 will go right here. I'm going to go ahead and put that on off camera just so we can move forward a little faster. Step 21 is going to be our final step of the build for this section, because man, this video is going to be long. You drop your C15, I think this part is, right here. We'll run that down real quick. And C16 goes to this side on the inside. All good. And let's see here. We have one of our ball ends. We'll run that in. This is where the Tamiya toolkit comes in nice. You're not trying to run one of those weird T-wrenches. That all fit nice. Then we're going to flip it over, go to the back side, and on the bottom, let's see, we want to go to the outside holes with the C17. Find a screw over here. I was actually hoping to get both of the axle housings put together during this section, but this video has got to be getting at least like 20 minutes, around 20 minutes or something, I would guess. I know I personally, about 20 minutes is about all I can sit still for to watch a video myself, so I can't expect anybody else to sit for that long and watch them. Oh, we'll go with this one. And there we go. That step is complete. Well, look at that. Got a working differential here. So I will catch you on step 22 next. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you're finding this enjoyable, useful, and easy to follow. Smash that like, hit that subscribe, and I hope to catch you on the next video. Have an awesome day.